This is a slab TNT cannon, and they're the worst type of TNT cannon you can build. Yeah, we're switching it up today and we're going to talk about a bad cannon instead. There's a reason why I haven't brought them up until now. So, why exactly are these cannons not good? They're wasteful, they're inflexible, they're clunky, and they're completely obsolete. But let me show you how to build one first. So we're going to build the most basic slab cannon design for this. Start off with some dispensers in the back, place 2 blocks in the front, and then a slab. Then you can place a dispenser and a block to block off the TNT. Then top off the back dispensers with some redstone, make sure it does not touch the front. Place water here, and then a lever for the front and the back. Now you're done. Now if you're a bit of an older Minecraft player, you might notice that this is the original TNT cannon design, except I'm using dispensers instead of just regular TNT. To fire it, just flick the back and then spam the front of it. So now on to why these cannons suck. Firstly, their wastefulness. Look at the amount of dispensers I have here. 7. Now let's compare some other cannon types of similar form with the same amount of dispensers. As you can see, both of the cannons are able to shoot their TNT further than the slab cannon. Why? Well, this has to do with the way TNT applies knockback. In simple terms, when TNT explodes, it calculates its knockback based on distance and exposure. Now the TNT in the back is indeed very close to the front, however, this slab is severely hurting its exposure to the front, causing a really measly amount of knockback for the amount of TNT that we're using. Secondly, they are not flexible. Let's just say you want to shake up this cannon design a bit. Let's say I want to add more dispensers in the front. Well, I can do this sort of thing, stack them up a bit, put the activation in the front, like the anti-air cannon, and that works pretty well, but problems start to arise when I make my cannon bigger. See, if I want to expand it forward, well, that's just not happening. Since the slabs block off so much of the TNT's exposure, the TNT in the very front won't get any knockback, which will just blow up the cannon. If you want to expand it to the side, I'm going to have to place all of these dispensers facing down because there's just going to be nothing in the middle otherwise. And okay, I'm not going to pretend like some other cannons don't have this problem. I know some other cannons do have this problem, but at least the other cannons are able to expand forward or have decent range. Now some of you may also question, what about the water, like aiming and stuff? Can we position it flowing backwards to give the TNT more exposure? Well, yeah, but see what happens. Yeah, it just eats the TNT from the front. That brings me on to the next point. They're clunky. So this water thing works kind of, but we need it to not scoop the front TNT. To do this, we can separate the back and the front with a pressure plate. So now the water isn't right next to the slab. But this causes another problem because now we have to shift some of our dispensers back here to keep the same amount of TNT. And this is just annoying. We have way better options than to try and make it work like this. Plus, this could ruin semi-auto because now some of the TNT might get blasted into that little space where the pressure plate is. Secondly, let's say you want to put a redstone clock for the front of the cannon to help with the lever span. Alright, you could go for the anti-air cannon route and build it like this. But once the cannon gets bigger, where am I putting my redstone clock? Well, I could put it here. Or even here. These spots are pretty inconvenient on top of all the other flaws the cannon has. But okay, fine, let's just disregard all that. Even after all that, we still have a TNT cannon right now that shoots pretty alright, right? Maybe you just want to use them because you like the way it fires, oh, no other cannon fires like this. And I understand, I like fence cannons for this reason. Yeah, speaking of fence cannons, the entire point of the slab is to prop the TNT up by 0.5 of a block. You know what does the same thing? Yeah, and it does it better too. The fence has a way smaller bounding box. This invisible collision part at the top does not affect TNT exposure, meaning this is pretty much just better slab. So let's compare this clunky slab TNT cannon design to its fence variant. Okay. Now for the same thing, but with a fence. And look at that, yeah, this cannon is just completely obsolete. Just to add insult to injury, here's that one autocannon that people always used to build with slabs. And here's the same thing, but with fences. And yeah, I don't really think there's any argument at this point. So there you have it. Sometimes learning what not to build can be interesting and useful too. Make sure you subscribe and like the video for more TNT Cannon videos, and thanks for watching.